Wonderful, clear night. A terrific view of Cleveland right there. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and by my side, Clark Kellogg and the sharpshooter Steve Kerr. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. And guys, taking a look at Kyrie Irving. What do you think we'll see from him today? Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Inside, it's Bennett and Varejao. Beast out there with Dion Waiters. And it's G in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
You know, one of the bright spots last year for Charlotte was the fact that Kemba Walker showed a lot of leadership with that team. I thought he had a marked improvement from his rookie season, and a lot of it had to do just with his confidence.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Thank you, Kevin. Andrew Bynum missed all of last season with knee trouble. And in a summer where he'd hoped to be signing a long-term max deal, he had to settle for a 2-year, partially guaranteed deal with the Cavs. The Cavaliers gambling that he can recover his health, and guys, if he does, the Cavs could pose a very intriguing option for LeBron James, assuming he opts out of the contract at the conclusion of this season.
Well, they say when you win, all that other stuff comes anyway. So, we'll find out. Thanks, Doris. Well, Clark came back to Walker last season, averaging about 18 points and 6 assists. Do you think he's more of a scoring point guard or a passer?
I think he's a guy who has to play off of his ability to score to create opportunities to pass. I think he's one of those guys that is most effective when he's attacking and looking to score, because that sets up his ability to pass and really helps his team, I think, get easier shots.
Here's the Beast, guarded by Walker. Feeds to Waiters. Shot clock at 5. He dishes it to G. The pass to Bennett from past the arc. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Jefferson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Walker with it. Now defended by Bennett. Shot's good by Walker.
He's gotten his legs underneath him because he's having a heck of a quarter.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Shot is good, and the Charlotte lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from the Beast. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, their last game a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And that night, guys, they didn't resemble the team we're used to seeing, either as individuals or as a unit.
Steve, I thought there was really a lack of leadership. Nobody really gathered the team and tried to rally them. And sometimes you have to do that with your body language and your voice. To me, that was the most disappointing thing about the loss.
Bennett the pass to the Beast. Lets the 3 fly. Bobcats with the rebound. Kid Gilchrist has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
I thought the way they attacked the rim and got into the paint was phenomenal. It seemed like after a while, the defense just kind of waved the white flag.
That's exactly what will happen when a team continues to attack the goal and come away with layups. It demoralizes the defense.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Bobcats.
They've set the first half tone by really getting out in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Charlotte making a switch here. Yambo, he's checked in for Jefferson. Taylor comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Sessions checked in for Ben Gordon. And it's Pargo in for Kemba Walker. Here's Clark. That's good. Clark's got his second bucket of the night. Bobcats leading by 5.
Steve Clifford has 13 years of experience as an NBA assistant coach with stops in New York, Houston, Orlando, and Los Angeles, and now as the new coach in Charlotte. I think he's the guy that's going to do well there.
To the left wing. Here's Karasov. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 3. And it's good. 3 points on the board on the shot from the Beast. Now just a 2-point Charlotte lead. And Clifford, the 6th head coach in the Bobcats' 10-year history, Steve.
Well, he's a defensive-minded coach. Jeff Van Gundy clone, someone who worked for Van Gundy in Houston, but has always been highly regarded around the league. I think he's going to make a good impact in Charlotte.
And Cleveland again with the bucket.
He's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
The Bobcats have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Here's Sessions, rejected by Clark. Here's the Beast. He's covered by Taylor. Here's the Beast. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Sessions with it. He's got 6. The feed to Biombo. And that one hits back iron. It's a... halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for Charlotte, at the 3, MKG and Cody Zeller at the 4. Ben Gordon out there with Kemba Walker. And it's Jefferson in at the 5 spot.
You know, part of the struggles for Cleveland were defensive. You know, they were last in the league in field goal percentage defense. And when you have that number next to your team name, you're not going to win many games.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Thank you, Kevin. There was a lot of speculation on what the Cavs would do leading up to last summer's draft. No clear-cut number 1, and they had a handful of guys to select from and even tried to shop the pick. Ultimately, they shocked everyone and took Anthony Bennett first overall. They're hopeful it works out as well as their last few number 1 picks, guys.
Yeah, great young player and certainly a stand-up individual. Thanks, Doris. No good from the Beast. As you said, the Cavaliers, Clark, had a lot of problems defensively last year. They had firepower on this roster, but last season they lacked that gritty defender or two, Steve, that could really change a game with their defense.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons they signed Earl Clark from the Lakers in the offseason. Mike Brown thinking that Clark may be able to be a stopper on the perimeter. The big thing, though, with Brown is that his philosophy, the way he looks at the game, all comes from the defensive end. He'll have these guys playing harder. He has not been on his game, and you know their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
From 6 feet, and there's Al Jefferson on the assist from Kid Gilchrist. 8 points for Al Jefferson.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to the team. He thinks the use of ball screens against this defense would make a huge difference, and that's what he relayed to his players. His other point of emphasis was their interior defense, which he insisted they concentrate on. Keep the ball out of the paint, he said. Don't give them anything from close range. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Will it go? It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Well, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And it's Kid Gilchrist penetrating. Al Jefferson again. Jefferson's got the lead up to 9 now for Charlotte.
Well, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Charlotte making a switch here. Haywood's checked in.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 7th in fewest turnovers per game. 14th in free throw shooting. And for team steals, a little bit to be desired there. Just made it to the top 20 in the league.
I think the most impressive aspect of their team last year, Clark, was the few turnovers that they committed. In the top 10 in the league in terms of fewest turnovers per game. And that boded well for them. Anytime they took care of the basketball, they were extremely difficult to beat. And that became a big part of their identity. Anthony Bennett, 6'8", 240 out of UNLV. Incredibly explosive and athletic. A multifaceted scorer. Shot 38% from long range with the Runnin' Rebels in his one season in college, but also an excellent finisher in the paint.
Walker with it. Now defended by Bennett. It's stolen. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way.
Boy, the floor really opened up for him there.
He sure did. A good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
Charlotte leading by 5. Walker gets a screen from Haywood. And Walker kicks to Jefferson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. That's 12 points for Al Jefferson. And for Bennett Clark, he's a guy who teams could slot in at either the small forward or I guess even the power forward position.
Well, you consider the wingspan. 7'1" allows him to play bigger than his height would suggest. And I've always said it's not how tall you are, it's how big do you play.
Right.
And his skill set allows him to play on the perimeter, too. You know, when you have a season that the Bobcats had last year, it's easy to look at a number of low points, but perhaps the lowest point was being down by 50 points to the Thunder in the game early in the season. And that one's hard to swallow.
It's stolen by Jack. Pushing it up. Here's Miles. Buries it down low.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Charlotte in the lead. And as you said, Clark, to be down 50 points to any team really is a low point for a team, and did sum up the Bobcat season last year. Just too little offense, and so no problem for Charlotte.
Kevin, thank you. I'm here with Al Jefferson.